Have you ever stepped into an elevator, pressed your floor, and felt like it didn't want to let you leave? Most elevators go up, some go down, but there is one elevator in the United States that people say doesn't follow floors, it follows people. And once it chooses you, it doesn't matter which button you press, because this elevator doesn't take you where you want to go. It takes you where it thinks you belong. This all happened in an anonymous government office building in downtown Chicago, built in the early 1970s. You won't find public tours here. You won't see online photos of the inside. It's just a normal, unremarkable building with one very abnormal elevator. Employees called it Elevator C. It wasn't broken. It passed every single safety inspection with flying colors, but people avoided it. They would take the stairs, wait for another car, anything to stay away, because Elevator C had a pattern. Anyone who rode it alone, late at night, never described the same trip twice, but all of them agreed on one thing: it always stopped somewhere it wasn't supposed to. In 2011, a night shift accountant named Mark Reynolds stayed late to finish up some quarterly reports. At exactly 11:47 p.m., he entered Elevator C on the 12th floor. The building's security footage shows him clearly pressing L for the lobby. The doors slid shut. The elevator began its descent. Then, it just stopped. Not with a jolt, not with a shudder. It just smoothly came to a halt between floors. There was no error alarm, no shaking. The doors opened anyway. But there was no hallway outside. There was no floor, just darkness, an absolute, impenetrable black. Mark later told building security that right before the doors closed again, he heard something. It wasn't a voice. It wasn't a sound he could identify. It was breathing slow, deep, and alarmingly close, like someone was standing inches away from his face, just beyond the threshold, hidden in the dark. The elevator doors shut, and it continued its journey down. When he finally reached the lobby, he was visibly shaking, pale, and utterly terrified. He refused to ever use an elevator again, anywhere. After multiple similar complaints trickled in, the maintenance department finally decided to install a camera inside Elevator C. For weeks, nothing strange happened. The footage was boring, just people coming and going. Then, on October 3, 2012, at exactly 1:11 in the morning, the camera recorded something impossible. The elevator was completely empty. There were no passengers, the car wasn't moving, but the internal weight sensor suddenly registered 3 occupants. And then, the floor buttons lit up, one by one, all by themselves. Floor 7, Floor 9, Floor 13. The elevator began to move, stopping on each of those floors. And every single time the doors opened, the camera feed would distort into a mess of static and digital noise. It was as if something on those floors didn't want to be seen. The moment the doors closed, the picture would return to normal, showing the empty car as it continued its phantom journey. 2 years later, in 2014, a woman named Angela Morris entered Elevator C after a late-night meeting. The security cameras captured her pressing the button for the 6th floor. The elevator traveled up and stopped at 6, just as it was supposed to. The doors opened, but Angela didn't move. She just stood there staring out into the hallway for 30 long, silent seconds. Then the doors closed, and the elevator continued going up, leaving her intended floor behind. Security later found her and asked why she didn't get out. Angela's response chilled them to the bone. She said, "That wasn't my floor anymore." She quit the very next day. 3 months later, she was found wandering a train station miles away, confused and disoriented. She was repeating one single sentence over and over: "It keeps stopping where I almost remember something." Now, here's something you need to know. There is number 13th floor in the building's public directory. Most tall buildings skip it for superstitious reasons. But Elevator C has a button for it, a physical pressable button. The maintenance staff always claimed it was inactive, a dummy switch that wasn't connected to anything. It wasn't. In 2016, during a citywide power outage, Elevator C finally stopped functioning completely. With the power out, technicians had to manually pry open the shaft's doors to inspect the car. What they found inside was deeply disturbing. They discovered that the elevator could physically stop between the 12th and 14th floors. There was a hidden, unlisted landing. No offices, no lights, just a narrow, dusty hallway that led nowhere. And all over the walls of this secret corridor were scratch marks, deep gouges in the plaster, as if something or someone had been desperately trying to get back in. The final incident occurred in 2019. A security guard named Daniel Cruz was doing his late-night rounds. The last footage we have of him shows him entering elevator C alone on an upper floor. The elevator begins to descend. It stops. The doors open. But this time, the camera positioned in the hallway outside the elevator shows nothing. The doors are open. The elevator car is empty. Daniel is never seen exiting. He just vanished. His radio was later found on the floor inside the elevator. It was still on, still transmitting nothing but static. Shortly after Daniel's disappearance, the building quietly removed elevator C from service. The official reason given to employees was renovation, but the unofficial reason, the one whispered between maintenance workers and the few security guards who knew the truth, was far more unsettling. Every time they tried to power the elevator back on for testing, it registered wait. Even when it was completely empty, the sensors would indicate that someone was inside. Some believe elevator C doesn't malfunction. It remembers, it collects fragments of people, moments, unfinished thoughts, lost memories. And when you ride it alone, it doesn't just take you to another floor. It tries to return you to a place inside yourself you never finished leaving, a memory you almost forgot, a feeling you buried long ago. It opens its doors to a version of your past. So here's the question I leave you with. If you were in that elevator and the doors opened onto a floor that looked familiar, but just wrong, would you step out? Would you risk exploring that half-remembered place?